Let's see, another good question here, actually for each of you. What are some unique strengths you bring to the table as female leaders?
Would you like, I want to hear from Rebecca.
Well, this is a question that I've been asked a lot over the years, being a woman in the publishing business in New York to begin with. We were talking about this yesterday. I mean, when I started at GQ, and ultimately I started in the promotion and marketing department, and then I wanted to sell advertising because I wanted a mink coat really badly, and I saw that those people that were selling the advertising were the ones making the money. So I moved into ad sales. And at that point, I was the only woman on the ad sales team at GQ. That world has totally flipped now. I mean, it's, probably 90% women at this point. But again, in the upper management positions, there's still lots of room for it. But I'm also asked the question a lot, what was it like being a Southerner in New York? And my answer is the same to both of them. I really yes, that was part of who I was. I was definitely a woman. I was Southern. But my goal was to be the best at what I did, and so I really didn't think that much about it. But I do see now, because having worked for companies before and now having my own company, I guess I am a little bit of a mother hen, I mean, these are my babies, and I think that if you talk to people on my team, I would hope that they would say that I'm nurturing, I let people do what they're there to do, I trust them. And I think I've, hopefully created a really nice work environment.
Very good.
Yeah. So, I'm still learning how to be a leader, and I know that it will evolve over time. But I think about something that my mom said to me a lot, and I'll start with a short story. So when I worked for Brown-Forman, I achieved the title of Master Taster there, and it was a year of rigorous training, going through tests.
Having to taste all those bourbons.
It was rigorous. I had to taste all those bourbons, and I achieved it in kind of record time is what they tell me. So I was at an event held at the Brown-Forman campus. I was there with Chris Morris, and we had some local retailers. One in particular, a very boisterous personality, walks over, shakes hands with Chris, and turns to me, and he said, "Oh, you're that taster girl." And I just kind of curl up and smile. I'm like, "Yeah, me, I'm the taster girl." And Chris says, "No, she's the master taster." And he just kind of blew it off and was like, "Yeah, whatever, it's a taster girl." And I just kind of like chuckled with him, like, "Yeah, it's not a big deal." And Chris says, "No, she's the master taster." So that's when I stood up a little bit straighter, and I said, I really need to do a better job at owning, what I have achieved. So that was something that really developed this confidence. I think it started to. You can still be humble and have confidence. So I like to bring that into my leadership style. My mom, she's a very, we'll call her conservative type lady, Southern lady. She said, Marianne, one of the best things about you is that you're so gracious and you lead people without being intimidating to them, particularly as a woman. So I think, being able to leverage that feminine energy at times, just in a I don't know. It helps to be a little bit nurturing at times, in particularly in a production environment, which you wouldn't necessarily think. So, I don't know. I think it's a unique benefit that I have. Leading a production crew that's predominantly male. They seem to react to me in different ways that they would react to a male leader.